easiest way to reinstall Windows, and the method I'm going to show you will work for any version of Windows you're currently using, either Windows XP, Windows Vista, or Windows 7. So if you wish to reinstall Windows 7 when you already have Windows 7, say you might have a virus, you might want to reinstall Windows, this method will work. Now people might tell you that to reinstall Windows you have to put up a whole day, back up all your data to an external hard drive, and then change your BIOS settings, boot from a Windows DVD, and then you have to format your hard drive and then install Windows and then copy all your files back from the external hard drive. No. This is not the 1990s anymore. This is not the era of Windows XP. The Windows 7 and Vista installers have become so advanced that reinstalling Windows is actually easier than some people make it to be. It's very easy. So in this video, let's dive in and show you the world's easiest and the best way to reinstall Windows. Okay, so I'm on my Windows 7 desktop. This could be Windows Vista, Windows XP, or even Windows 8. So yeah, you could downgrade from Windows 8 to Windows 7 if you want to, using the method I'm going to show you. So yeah, if you're on your desktop, so what we're going to do is launch the Windows setup directly from Windows. But before I do, make sure, just to be safe, you don't need to do this, but just to be safe, just back up your documents to an external hard drive or a flash drive, whatever you wish to back up it to, or the cloud, your pictures, personal photos, music. Just back it up in case something goes wrong. Most likely nothing will happen and you don't need to back it up, but just to be safe, just back it up. In case something does happen, you can restore it from another source. Always be safe than sorry. Okay, anyways, so what you're going to do is launch the Windows setup directly from Windows. There's two ways you could do that. You could insert your Windows installation DVD in your DVD drive and run setup. Or if you have an ISO image file, you could use a software to virtually mount that ISO image in your computer and run the setup directly from ISO. So yes, you can install this from an ISO file. You don't need to burn it to a CD or a DVD. I have tested it and it works. I've tested it multiple times and it works. But I have a Windows 7 installation DVD, Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit. Okay, so I have inserted my Windows 7 Home Premium DVD in my DVD drive, and when you do that, when you mount an ISO, you might see a auto run pop up. If it does come up, just click run setup.exe. If it does not, we could go to my computer, we're going to start, or my computer, and if you're on Windows 8, there is no start button, so we go to the libraries folder and click computer from here. So when we are in my computer folder, you'll see the Windows 7 setup icon on your DVD drive, or Windows Vista if you have Vista. So all you need to do is right click and click open, and then we'll need to double click the setup.exe icon. This is setup. You'll have the Windows installation logo. So all you do is double click setup, and we'll have a pop-up warning. Make sure you're installing from an administrator account, and then click yes. So Windows 7 or Windows Vista installation dialog box should pop up. If it asks you to choose a language, do so. I chose English, and then keyboard layout and the country, and click next. And now you should have the install now dialog box. Just click install now, and we're off we go. It's a setup is starting. Wait for it to start. This will take the time it takes will depend on how fast your CD or DVD drive is. Okay, so it's asking me whether I want to get updates for the installation. I always recommend that you get the latest updates. So in case there's a bug, the update should patch it up. So I recommend you click that. I also like to send Microsoft anonymous data so they could improve the install experience. So I'll check that. You don't have to do that. So we'll get the update. It's searching for the update. It downloaded the latest update. Now it's going to restart. So now we have the latest version of the installer. And now setup is restarting. Okay, so setup restarted and we have this license agreement. We'll need to agree to this before we can install. So we'll click next. Now you have two options, to upgrade or do a custom install. We only do the upgrade if you're upgrading from a previous version of Windows. So if you're going from XP to Vista, we upgrade, or if you're going from Vista to 7, you upgrade. But you only upgrade if you want to keep your current desktop applications. If you don't want to keep any of your desktop applications, do not click upgrade. Also, you cannot upgrade from XP to 7, or you cannot upgrade from So yeah, the only way you could use this is XP to Vista or Vista to 7. Also, if you want to reinstall Windows 7 or reinstall Windows Vista and you already have the same operating system, we do custom. For every other scenario, we do custom. So in this case, since I already have Windows 7 and I'm reinstalling Windows 7, we'll click custom. Alright, so when you click custom, we have the option of disk partitions. So these are the partitions on my hard drive. So what you want to do is select the partition where Windows is currently installed. So if you're running Vista or 7 and Windows is installed on C drive, we'll choose C. So make sure to select the partition that Windows is currently installed, because we need to replace our current operating system with the new OS. So I have Windows 7 on my C drive, and I'm going to want to replace it with the new installation. So I'll choose the C and then click next. Now you get a notification saying that you're about to install Windows where Windows is already installed. What this will do is that it'll copy all your files, move all your files like personal files, documents, music, and all other files that's currently on your C drive into a folder called windows.old. So once you're done installing, we could go back to that folder and get the files we need. So we'll click OK. Now it is installing Windows. Now notice that it's starting, so it'll copy the Windows files, expand them, install the features, install the updates, and complete the installation. But notice that I'm still currently running the setup from Windows. So if I press start, there's my start menu, there's my taskbar, Windows is running within Windows 7. So this is a much easier way. So I could run the internet if I could open up Internet Explorer and actually browse the web while this is installing. Do not start any work here because it will restart and you'll lose any unsaved work. But you can't browse the web while you're waiting for this to install. So you can see Bing is loading. See, I have full internet, so I could browse the web if like freely until this installs. So again, I'm going to pause the video until the computer restarts. So see ya later in a bit. Okay, so Windows has restarted. So what it had done is Windows setup has copied all of the setup files from the disk to the hard drive and restarted the Windows, and now the installation will continue from the hard drive. So if you had mounted an ISO image, don't worry about it because all the important files are copied to the hard drive. If you had put a DVD inside, you can easily take it off because the DVD is not going to be used. It's all running from the hard drive. Okay, so Windows setup has finally finished installing. It took like 30 minutes or a little less than that. So now it's finished installing. So now it's asking for some basic information. So I'll type it in and off we go. I always recommend installing the latest updates, so we'll choose the recommended settings. I am in Central Time, so I'll pick Central Time. There we go. Date's fine, time's fine. Off we go. I'm at Home Network, so I'll click that. It's setting up my network. Well, it's almost done. Windows is finalizing your settings. So we'll let him do that, and there we go. You should see the welcome screen and you should soon see the desktop. But that's not the end. There's the best parts here yet to come. preparing your desktop. That's what you get the first time we're installing or logging in. Oh, by the way, if you're asked to activate or enter your product key, make sure to do that. If your product key came with your computer, it might have automatically activated it, or if it doesn't and asks for the key, it should be underneath your computer. So yeah, for more information on product key, go to Microsoft.com. Okay, so I have finally logged into my desktop. As you might see, my resolution is much lower than it was before, and my arrow glass is gone, and that's because when it is a fresh install of Windows and I have to reinstall all my drivers. Basically, Windows Update will take care of that automatically, so Windows Updates will automatically install the latest graphics driver and such, and the next time you restart Windows, everything should be fine. If you do need to install drivers manually, this will be the time to do it, but I will not go over that. That's the topic of another video, installing drivers. Now you have a fresh copy of Windows installed, but now this is important. We did not format our hard drive, as some people like to say, format your drive before installing Windows. I do not agree, because I'll show you a clear benefit of not formatting your hard drive and doing it the way we did. Now we have a windows.old folder, and this is our old C drive. Whatever was in our C drive before is now here. So now you could see all your desktop applications. You could see your Windows directory, but what we are most interested in is the users file. When you double click that, you'll see all the users that was in your computer. I don't have any more users than myself in this PC, but if you have more, you'll have multiple user folders. So what I'm going to do is open up my username and double click my documents. As you can see, all my documents are here. So what I'm going to do is select all. I'm going to cut it. Don't click copy, click cut. This is very important. Go to my new documents and paste it. And the reason is the process is instant. When you copy it, it's going to show you a copy dialog box. It's going to take if your files are more than gig, it's going to take a long time if you don't have a fast hard drive. But if you cut it, regardless of the size of your files, if you have hundreds of videos and music, it's going to be instant. So I'm going to go back. This is my documents now empty. I'm going to do this with my pictures, my music, my everything. So basically, this is all the pictures I had before. I'm going to cut. Put this in my pictures. Paste. So basically, as you can see, it's an instant process. So I recommend you recreate all the users you had, and then cut and paste all the user documents. So now all your personal files are here, and you're good to go. All my documents, music, and pictures are there as if nothing happened. You will need to reinstall your desktop apps, but that shouldn't be that bad. So one more important thing I want to go over is that if you finish, once you're finished cutting and pasting all the files, we don't want this old Windows folder to waste space, because this is going to waste a lot of space, especially if you had a lot of programs before. So we need to get rid of this. But I want to let you know that you cannot delete this folder. It won't let you delete it. And if we try, errors could occur. So here's the proper way to delete this windows.old folder. So click to delete the windows.old folder, we open up all programs, and then we click accessories, and then we click system tools, and there's disk cleanup. We could have also typed in disk cleanup, DIS, and then there it is. Once you click that, let it load. Okay, so once this opens up, we need to select cleanup system files. So now it might ask you for your password. If so, then give it to it, and then we'll start relaunching. So we'll wait till this is done. Okay, so once this loads, we should see lots of options. What I would do is check. You could check the other ones if you want, but what I would do is check the previous Windows installation folder. So I had 11.9 gigabytes. but I didn't have any other software installed. So if you had like Office or Photoshop, you'd have way more gigabytes. Sometimes I have like 40 gigs or 50 or 60. If I have games, I have 100 gigs of stuff in there. So what you need to do, once you have cut and paste everything, make sure you have cut and paste everything. We select it and click OK, and this will permanently delete that windows.old folder. So don't manually delete it, but use this method and you'll be fine. So yeah. Again, this is way better than formatting your hard drive. It's formatting and booting from the disk. It's faster, it's safer, you don't need to burn an ISO. You could directly from an ISO. Just let Windows Update install your drivers and you should be good to go. So there's my video on the easiest way to reinstall Windows.